Hello there, welcome back. This is Mayank Raj Singh, and I am presenting before you right now the final video of quantitative aptitude question solutions which appeared in CAT 2020 slot 1. So we'll be discussing questions on geometry, all the questions on geometry, and the other leftover miscellaneous questions. So let us start. Please read the question, pause the video if you wish, and give it an honest try. For a better understanding, roughly made figure. So this is a rectangle in which this is the inscribed circle which touches exactly two sides of the rectangle. So the first equation definitely that we have is L into B equal to 135. That is the area of rectangle. Then they say, and that intrigues us to make an equation that the area of the sheet left unpainted, which you know is area of rectangle minus area of circle, let's call it A, is 2 by 3 of the painted area. Painted area is but the area of circle. So I get as 5 by 3 times the area of circle. From here I get area of circle to be 81. Now area of circle is nothing but pi r square. R here is B by 2. So from here I get the value of B as 18 upon root pi. I have skipped here a step or two for calculation. Anybody who is stuck, please pause the video, do it manually on with your pen and paper, and reach this point when you get the value of B as 18 by root pi, and then accordingly you can find out, you can resume. So putting the value of B here, I'll get L as this, which 15 root pi by 2. Okay, now what we have to do is to find the perimeter of rectangle, which is 2 times length plus breadth. So 2 times 15 root pi by 2 plus 18 upon root pi. So you can clearly see that if I am to take anything common outside, that would be 3, and root pi we have to take anyway. So I think clearly these two options are gone. It's either the first or the second option. If I take 3 root pi outside, I'll be left with 5 plus 12 by pi. So I think we have approached our answer choice number 2. So second option becomes the clear-cut answer to the question. So guys, with a little practice, you will also be able to skip steps as I did, okay? But it won't happen overnight. It won't happen in a day. It won't happen automatically. You will have to constantly try for it to be able to do this question in like 3-4 steps as I did, rather than filling out an entire page. Okay, moving on to the second question of the video. Okay, so this is our cone of a total height of 27 starting from here 0, and we have to cut it at this place at a height of 9. So it's a right circular cone which is symmetric in nature. The cone that has been cut versus the original cone, they are similar. Okay, like in the concept of triangles we study, similar triangles, the similarity also occurs in three-dimensional figures, solids. To do this question faster and with a shorter approach, I would say that for two similar solids, if the ratio of length, okay, length could be anything. Here it could be height, it could be radius, it could be slant height, it could be anything. Okay, so if the ratio of length is 1:3, the ratio of volumes will be 1:27, the cube triplicate ratio of the ratio of lengths. This will be true for any two solids which are similar in shape, and so it could be for two cubes, for two spheres, for two pyramids with the same base, and two cones or two cylinders, anything which are similar in nature. Okay, so from here I get that the original cone has the volume of 27V. Okay, this implies the smaller cone has a volume of V. Okay, the other part, which is frustum of the cone, has a volume of 26V. Now we get to the question. It says the difference in the volumes of the two pieces, which is 26V minus V, and that is given to be 225 cubic centimeter. From here we get V as 9, okay, and we need to find original cone. Original cone is 27V. Answer is 27 into 9 cubic centimeter. So it's going to be a power of 3. There is only one option which is a power of 3, 243. It's 3 to the power 5. So I hope I was able to explain the question to you in a simpler way. Otherwise, there would be proving that these two cones are similar and then finding out the ratio of radii and all. So that is not needed. Saved you from that. Second question done. Moving on to the third question. Okay, a circle is inscribed in a rhombus with diagonals. Okay, now again I will try to wrap this question by a shortcut method. To be able to do well in the questions of quadrilaterals, you have to be very good with the properties of triangle, because that is the base over which almost all the properties of quadrilaterals are made. For a rhombus, the inscribed circle, to find the area of inscribed circle, you must know the radius of inscribed circle. So let us say D1 and D2 are diagonals of the rhombus. A is the side of rhombus and R is radius of inscribed circle. Then R will be equal to D1 D2 by 4A. This might look like a new formula to you, but you can actually figure it out by applying the third perpendicular of the right angle triangle concept. So I am going to directly find it out as, how do I know that the side is 10? Because the halves of the diagonals are 8 and 6. So by Pythagoras we have to get this as 10. Okay, I get the radius of the circle as 4.8 or 24 by 5, since I can see that the answer is in fraction form. Okay, now I'm set to approach the answer of the question. Question is area of circle upon area of rhombus. So area of circle is pi 24 by 5 square upon area of rhombus will be half d1 d2. Pi will come here. I think 2 and 24 make 48 and 16 into 3 is 48. So we directly get the answer as 6 pi by 25, which is our first option. So actually, if you see, the solution lies in two steps. One is this and the other is this. And then there was only calculation. So 2 to 3 step question was this. All right, moving to miscellaneous questions now. Only 2 remaining now. So these were the 3 questions of geometry. Hope you understood well. Right. So I think this is, in a way, this was the lengthiest question of the exam, but I have got a shorter method for you to find out the answer to the question. So you want the average of all the 4-digit even natural numbers where a is greater than 0, obviously, otherwise it will not be a 4-digit number anyway. I'm going to show you the shorter solution first, okay, and then if you are intrigued to see the longer solution, I will show you that as well. What kind of numbers do we want? So you want numbers like 1 1 0 0, 1 1 2 2, 1 1 4 4, 1 1 6 6, 1 1 8 8. Then we want 2 2 0 0, 2 2 2 2, 2 2 4 4, 2 2 6 6, 2 2 8. Same stands with 3 3, then 4 4, and so on 9. So let us say that there are these 9 columns. Okay, we have to find the average, the mean. Okay, now look at this first column. You can see 5 numbers which are in arithmetic progression, and what happens in an arithmetic progression? The average is the median, and the median is this. Similarly, median here is 22 44, here it will be 33 44, here it will be 44 44, and finally it will be 99 44. All these are respective averages of the columns. I have to find an overall average. So average of averages would suffice. So here you can see 9 numbers which are also in AP with common difference of 1100. In the 9 numbers which are mentioned in order, which are written in order, what would be the median? What would be the average? It would be the one with 55. So this way 5544 becomes the answer. I think this is the shortest solution that I can think of to crack the question. But some of us might not be very happy with this solution, because average of averages concept they don't buy very readily, because it is not mentioned in the books. It is not mentioned in a lot of videos that you can see. So therefore, I am going to present this question once again for you, taking the help of permutation combination. I will find out the average using the traditional approach. I'll find the sum of all such numbers, then we'll divide that sum by the number of all these numbers. Okay, let us first figure out how many numbers are possible. For the first two places, I can have 1 to 9, all the digits, and for the last two places, I can only have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I think we have 9 into 5, 45 numbers. That is our first calculation. In total, there are 45 numbers that we are going to figure out and add, whose mean we have to find. Let us find a little convenient and shorter way of adding these numbers. So how many numbers are there when the last two digits are 0, 0? There are 9 such numbers. If the last two digits are double 2, here also again we have 9 such numbers, because the first two digits could be double 1, double 2, double 3, double 4, and so on till double 9. Then double 4, again 9. Same fashion, if you have to find the sum of all such numbers, it will be like calculation of last two digit sum. It will be like 9 times adding 22, 44, 66, 88. Okay, taking 22 common, it will be like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is 10. So this is your calculation, 1980. So the last two digits will become 80 and the remaining 19 will become the carried over. Now the calculation of the first two digits. How many numbers are there when you have double 1 as the first two digits? There are 5 such numbers, because the last two digits could be 00, 22, 44, 66, 88. Similarly, when it is 22, again 5 such numbers. So if you are to add the first two digits, okay, you have to first add 19, which is the carried over, plus it will be 5 times 11 plus 22 plus 99. Again, taking 11 common, I will have 55 times 1 plus 2 plus 9. So it's 19 plus 55 into 45. Now 55 into 45 is an interesting calculation, because the midpoint of these two numbers is 50. So 55 into 45 is like 50 square minus 5 square. So 2475 plus 19. So 2494. 249480 is the sum of all such numbers. And then you are supposed to divide this by 20. I am now approaching the last step. Answer is the average, 249480 divided by 45. I could write it as, so all I have to do is to divide this number by 9, which is 5544. So this was the longer approach, difficult to understand, difficult to calculate, and a lot of areas, a lot of steps where you could make silly errors. I really hope that you understood, tried to understand at least, both these approaches. So prerequisites were basics of permutation, combination, addition, calculation abilities. Okay, moving on to the last question of slot 1, quantitative aptitude. This is also a miscellaneous question and will be done much faster. Okay, so product of the digits is more than 2 but less than 7. So product could be 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Product of the digits. Okay, if the product is 3, it can be done only in one way, as a product of 3 digits. Because 3 is a prime number, it can be done only in 3 into 1 into 1. 4 can be done in two ways. It is 4 into 1 into 1, 2 into 2 into 1. 5 can be done only in one way, and 6 can be done in two ways. 6 into 1 into 1, 3 into 2 into 1. So this is the basic work that we had to do. Now, if the 3 digits are going to be 1, 1 or 3, so how many such numbers are there? How many such numbers are there? They are going to be 3 factorial by 2 factorial, which is 3 numbers. Similarly, 2 digits are same, 1 digit is different, 2 digits are same. So again, they are going to be 3 plus 3, 6 numbers. Here again, 3 numbers. And here we have 3 numbers here and 3 factorial, 6 numbers here. So total of 9 numbers. 9, 3, 6, 3. So how many numbers do we have? 9 and 9, 18 and 3. There are 21 such numbers. So the answer is going to be 21 such numbers are possible. Alright guys, thank you so much for your patience, and I really tried my best to give you as many varieties of solutions as possible from my side, and I hope you have a great learning experience. Keep watching the space for the solution of all the quant questions of slot 2 and slot 3 questions as well. And after that, what follows is going to be all the LRDI questions. So keep watching the space. Thank you so much for your love and support. Please do like and share the videos as much as you can to spread the great methods. So this is Mayank Raj Singh signing